Welcome back to Kerbal Space Program. It is part 2 of our Minmus refueling base, and we're starting with the launch of our fuel truck vehicle. It is going to be a very standard launch, so I'm going to cut many parts out of it to make sure that it is not repetitive and we don't see the same stuff over and over again. And also the vehicle itself is very basic. It's just 2 stages. The one will get us into the orbit and the other one will get us to the Minmus. So we are ascending and soon there will be a cut that will bring us to the Minmus transfer. Yes, this very small vehicle can get us to the Minmus and dock with the orbital station there, and also with its fuel it can also land near our mining rig and refuel itself there. So here is our transfer maneuver to Minmus, and here is our circularization burn. Perfect. Now all we have to do is encounter the station. Again, it is the standard maneuver which we've seen already, so I'm not going to show it all. It basically requires just a bunch of orbits in different altitudes to catch up with the station. So there is our nice fail station so far, because it can only act as a fuel depot and the nuclear reactor is not actually working there. And here we are, docked to it. So our next order of business is to get to our mining rig and to transfer the fuel from it into the orbit. Let's wait until it gets into the light side and undock from the station. Now all we have to do is gently fall down. We'll have to change our inclination a little bit because the station inclination is not perfect for the rig below, but that's fine. Minmus low gravity allows us to do such things with much of ease. And here we go, falling down to the surface, approximately 2.5, 2 kilometers away from target, 1.7, 1.5 kilometers away from the target. Not bad for the first try. So let's change it a little bit and land a bit closer. 800 meters. Maybe that will be enough. Or not. Let's do a little hop and get closer. Carefully. 164 meters. And a little bit more. 41 meters. Okay, now let's take this pipe connector and connect it to the mining rig. It will allow us to do the following. Not that. Okay, let's take the pipe out and move to our spacecraft. Okay, apparently we're too far away. So let's do a little translation maneuver using our RCS. And orient with the pipe port toward the mining rig. Okay, now take the pipe and we're going to connect 2 ships together. Now they account as one ship in Kerbal Space Program, and we can carefully transfer the fuel out of one of them into another one. And that's basically all there is to it. When we need more fuel, we are going to go to mining rig and we're going to produce more, and then the fuel truck will take care of it. So now what we have to do is get back to the orbit and dock with the station. The easiest part of all. So here we are, catching up with the station. And burn in retrograde to make sure that our lateral velocity is not too high, and then burn in directly to the target. Here's our closest encounter, less than 1 kilometer. Let's make it so that we don't fly away from the target or the Minmus base. And now it is simple matter of getting closer and closer, selecting the empty docking port, and then using our RCS thrusters to align with it and dock with it. Pretty simple. And connection in 1. Boom. Let's transfer the fuel into the main tank, and now let's proceed to our second launch. We have 2 docking ports empty on our space base, so the one will be used for the incoming vehicles to refuel, and the second one we can use for something different. Explosive deconstruction of fairings, and we see our payload. It is a science laboratory, and not the science laboratory from the stock game, it's the science laboratory provided by the Interstellar pack. This one can be used for research or passively generating science. It can reprocess the nuclear fuel from the reactors so that we can refuel them, and it can be used to generate antimatter, or the best fuel in the universe. So here we are, approaching Minmus. Our orbit is not going exactly as we wanted, so we are going for a couple of course corrections along the way to make sure that we enter the Minmus sphere of influence at the angle we want. Okay, and now we're going to correct our course again to match the inclination with the station as much as we can. Here we go. And then when we are going to circularize, we are also going to change our inclination so that we end up in the orbit with the same inclination as the orbiting body. Like that. So let's time warp to the node and circularize plus change the inclination. Perfect. Now let's select the orbiting station as the target and see what we can do with our encounter. Okay, it's about 2 kilometers. So we're going to create a maneuver on the other side of the orbit and correct this. Not like that, definitely. But this is perfect. 0.9 kilometers away. And all we have to do now is to approach the station and dock with it. There it is. 750 meters away from us. So let's burn directly to it. And let's try to stop if our ship is going to do that, because for some reason instead of burning retrograde it was trying to turn around. I have no idea why. So let's go to the side with the empty docking port. Turn around. And translate somewhere where we can actually dock. Okay. Okay, we can retract this radiator, or we can try it without it. And I choose to try it without retracting the radiator. It is a bit harder, but here we go. So let's transfer the fuel into the center tank to make sure that center of mass is in the center. Okay, we can start the research. There are no Kerbals in it. So let's move our brave Kerbal nuts into the science lab. Jebediah and Bill. Or Bob. I don't really remember. Put them there. Okay, we can start the research, but it looks like it requires power. And power is in megawatts, and our nuclear reactor is 50 megawatts, so maybe let's start it up. Let's see what happens. Nope. Looks like the actual electric power from the thermoelectric generator is required to power up the science lab. And because of our little mistake with the placement of SAS unit, we can't actually do that. Alright. Bob, you are selected for the mission of turning off the reactor. And so far our station is complete. We can't call it a complete success because it doesn't do all of its functions, but it can still act as a fuel depot and it can provide massive amounts of electric power. So if anything, it's a proof of concept, and we can build upon it to make better station in future episodes. But for now, thank you all for watching. Remember to like, dislike and comment this video in the section below. My name is Darlock and I will see you next time. Goodbye.